Hello everyone, welcome back to the shed. I'm Lonnie.
Hey, I'm Candace. Welcome back.
So the year is wrapping up. We're recording this on Christmas Eve 2024, and we thought we would do a look back at some of our biggest sales of the year. I actually looked back at all the data from the sales from 2024 so far. We've still got a few more days, and we actually raised our average sale price this past year by a lot, because we had the number was 300 plus of items that we sold on eBay that were $100 or more. And without having to double check, I think that's probably a record for us. And we thought it would be fun to go back and look at 100 of those sales, just to kind of, take a look back at 2024. And I also thought this might be helpful as maybe a catalog or a guide of some things for you guys to look out for when you're sourcing. Because when it comes to sourcing, and Candace could probably attest to this too, you don't know what you don't know. So we thought we might give a little exposure to some of our biggest sales of the year. We'll talk in the cases where we can remember. We'll say how much we paid for things and whatnot. Are you ready to get started?
I'm ready. Yeah.
This is going to be fun because this is some of our biggest home runs of the year. And let's get started. We have this first thing, this vintage NASA jacket. Do you remember buying that?
Yes. In fact, another big ticket item was bought at that sale also.
Yep, that was a good sale.
I found that, and while I was finding that, Lottie found this jacket.
Oh, that's true.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll show you all the other thing here in just a bit. But yeah, I remember buying this jacket. We paid $5 for that jacket. It was a little dirty. I think we spent another $7, $8 getting it dry cleaned, and then we listed it, and then it sold for $170. So, and a lot of this stuff you might see it and you might be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna find one of those. But guess what? This is the second time I've sold something, or we've sold something 80s or 90s NASA space camp for good money. Another time we had a jumpsuit.
Yes.
A flight suit, the one piece or whatever.
Yep.
So yeah, let's keep it going here. 107. That was a good one. Typewriters, we actually sold quite a few typewriters last year. This is one of the best ones. Typewriters are really good because a lot of times other resellers don't want to mess with them.
Right.
Because they're not a lot of fun to pack, but you can usually get them pretty cheap. I've bought a lot of manual. I like to focus mostly on manual, older manual typewriters that are in good condition. I don't remember what we paid for this one, but typically on typewriters, we pay anywhere between $5 to sometimes we'll pay up to $30 for one.
Yes. And condition is key. The keys need to actually work, and not all antique or vintage typewriters are worth money.
Right. And I tend to like the portables.
Yeah.
I tend to like the portables. I don't like messing with the just massive ones, you know. Batgirl statue.
Diamond Select statue, yes. I mean, this is a no-brainer, of course. If you saw this, I would hope you would at least comp it. This is a pretty big one, too. I think she was probably about this tall, if I'm remembering correctly.
I think the takeaway for this one is Diamond Select is often pretty good. We've sold a lot of Diamond Select over the years, and something to watch out for sure. This is a hand that it was a big sign that was on the wall, and we bought it off the wall. We paid
not much, like 15, I think. Maybe?
No, it was more than that.
Was it?
No. She wanted 50, and we ended up talking her down to 40.
Okay.
And she actually got her son to help take it off the wall for us.
It's wooden, by the way, and hand carved.
Yeah, and you see we put the can there for reference.
Size reference, yeah.
So some of this stuff, this is industrial type stuff. We actually bought I think we had like 8 or 9 of these cases, and we've sold quite a few. We've sold like 3 to the same buyer. I think he uses them with his probably AC company,
Right.
and then when he runs out, he just makes another order, and we still have some more left. But yeah, we only paid $5 a case for these things.
And that's the takeaway from this is it was something unusual. They're like zip ties, but they're huge and heavy duty, and we were like, you don't see this every day.
Right.
So keep an eye out for those unusual things like that.
Oh, here's another unusual thing.
Yeah.
Invalid coach. We've seen some things that say that's for like funerals, and we've seen other things that are for like invalid as far as like someone that is maybe handicapped or something like that.
Right.
Not really sure, but this vintage sign. Do you remember how much we paid for it? I think it was $5. Huh?
That sounds right. The sale we got that out, everything was cheap, like nothing over $5.
We're going to show y'all some more stuff from that same sale too. The takeaway here is, again, just like that hand, it's unique, it's interesting, it's different. We want to buy it.
If you've never seen something before, look it up.
Yeah, definitely. This is along that same line. I remember this is from Candace's contact that she's developed. This year, I mean, we've gotten, Candace has been really instrumental in like making new contacts for
Relationships.
us. Relationships.
Yeah.
And this is the result of a private pick that we got to do it in an estate that was not open up to the public.
Correct. Yeah.
Because of that.
Never heard of this. Briggs wooden. They're very rare, so the odds are you're not going to find one. But we did want to share this with you. It's a good thing.
Yeah, we bought this we paid $50.
Yeah.
And again, we bought it right off the wall.
Yeah.
This we actually got a price. Vacuum cleaners are something we dabble with here and there.
And everyone knows about rainbow, or pretty much everyone knows about rainbow. This is similar to that, and it's something we had never heard of before.
Yeah, it's basically like a rainbow. And yeah, we were into this. There's a little more backstory to it that we covered in some vlogs. We could have bought it for $5, but then some stuff happened. We probably ended up paying more like $20 for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, $400 plus ship is great. This is a recent pickup that we made at a garage sale. This is like, what, a month ago maybe? Or maybe 3 weeks ago?
3 weeks ago, yeah.
And a mountain dulcimer sitting under a table. We picked this up for 50. It was 50, right?
Yeah.
I think it was $50. And got 350 and got it quick. And we had quite a bit of interest in it. We got a lot of messages asking if we would take less and whatnot. And normally we don't take less right after we list.
Not right after it's listed, no.
Okay, this is your thing. You talk about this one. I don't know what the story is here. I forget.
I'm trying to remember what I paid for it. I want to say $75 maybe. It's a ring. It's hard to tell from that picture. It is a ring, and this Barbara Bixby, she makes like really cool jewelry, and it's always high value. And I picked it up on Facebook Marketplace. Somebody was just thinning out their personal collection. And I believe she had it listed for 100 and offered her 75, and she took it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
In fairness, I don't think you thought it was going to sell quite this high whenever you did that.
No, I didn't.
Okay, this we actually got. If y'all watched this much, we have another source. It's a local reseller named Bev, and we bought a bunch of posters from her during one of our picks. She let us pick a few times this past year her back stock,
her inventory, yeah.
And we made some good buys from Bev. This one was a surprise though. When we bought this from her, we did not know it was going to be worth this much.
Yeah, we just thought it was cool.
Yeah, and $217.50. I think we're like into this for maybe a couple of dollars.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bev, for the home run.
Appreciate it.
And we actually got feedback where they showed, or they emailed us, and they showed us where they framed it, matted and framed and everything. It looked great. Looked really cool. Okay. This was a big stack of these
At a garage sale.
at a garage sale.
Sitting on the ground in a box.
Yeah, of these lithographs. And it was pretty, it doesn't look like it from that photo, but it's a nice healthy stack, and they were pretty heavy too. I picked them all up, $5, and listed them. I don't think they took all that long to sell either. Like within a couple of months.
Yep.
$217. Oh, okay. Going back to the NASA jacket that I was talking about a minute ago, Candace said we were working two ends of this sale,
Yeah.
and we were, because we were one of the probably the first ones there, and they had the greatest stuff. So I was like, Candace, we got to split up and move, because I was worried about some.
We usually do that. We'll each hit one side of the sale.
And I was like, I saw this cool stuff there. I was like, we got to split up and move, because and that worked out too, because if you remember, somebody did show up not too long after that. But yeah, this is your thing.
Picked up this sewing machine. I paid $20 for it, and that's great. And another great part about this buy was she opened up, she took the cover off, and she plugged it in, and she showed me working. Like she actually like stitched something up for me. So that removed any doubt of, oh, should I buy this? What if it doesn't work? So I felt good about buying it, and ended up turning it into over $200.
And the buyer was happy with it too.
Yes.
So, okay, this is another one of Candace's sources, sort of. I mean, it's an estate sale runner that whenever we go to her estate sales, she tries to let us know what's still there, because normally we're there on like half price day,
Yeah.
or the last day of the sale.
Yep.
And she usually has like a little mental list ready for us, ready to go.
Yep.
Oh, guys, I got some stuff I need. People have been missing out on this or this or this, and
Y'all need to look at this.
yeah,
Yep.
make sure you look that up.
Yeah.
You know, and then she'll even give us great prices.
Yeah.
But this Rolex paperweight is one of them. We paid up for this. I don't remember how much, but it was like 30 or $30 or $50.
I don't remember at all.
I'm not sure which, but yeah, $200 sale. It took
Took a few months or so.
it took 3 to 4 months,
Yeah.
I think, something
And
like
it ended
that.
up going overseas also, international.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
The same lady, same estate sale
Same
owner.
sale.
Yeah, she turned us on to this right here.
and this, I think we were in.
We did pay it for this, I think for $50 or $75 maybe.
Yeah, somewhere in there, but like whichever one it was still over $100 gross profit.
Yep.
And it wasn't that bad to ship either, because y'all see that like pillowy looking case it's in. That made it super easy.
Yep.
And the glass, that crystal was like super thick.
Very
too.
heavy, yep.
Okay, this is another one of Candace's finds. Here.
This was from Half Off Day at an estate sale also. And the only reason, this is what I do sometimes whenever I'm at estate sales. If I see something, you look at this, you're like, oh, that's some kind of gadget. But then look at the price tag at what they have it priced at. That should clue you into, they're usually they're fairly accurate on
Wasn't
their
that
pricing.
priced at like $75 or
Yes,
something like that?
and it was Half Off Day. So I said, okay, let me look it up. And it was worth picking up at around, we've got a
$37.50
yeah.
or something like that. Okay. This is another one of her niches that she likes to buy.
Yeah, Scentsy. This was a garage sale of a retired Scentsy salesperson. I'm not sure what they're called, consultant or whatever. And she had a lot of Scentsy bars left. And I said, did you have any warmers left? And she's like, we have this Scooby-Doo one left. I think I paid $20 for it.
Yeah, it was $20.
Sold for $110.
And this is just, this was actually unlisted in the shed for like a couple of years. I had two at one point, and sold the other one a couple of years back. This one was actually sitting on the bottom of one of the shelves. And I was like, why is that thing not selling? I went and looked. It wasn't listed.
Yeah.
Listed it, and it probably sold within a couple of weeks.
Right.
This is you again. This is your little thing.
So we had one of these. We did a $2,000 like someone's eBay inventory. We bought their inventory, and there was one in there, and that kind of opened my eyes to these silver candelabras. They're hollowware. What they are is there's a thin coating of silver on the outside, almost like tin. It's like tin when you pull it off.
It's almost like aluminum foil.
Yeah.
But it's like a sheet of silver.
Yeah.
So you're not talking about a ton of silver here.
Right. So but that kind of opened my eyes. So whenever I can pick these up for cheap and they're in good condition, I get them. They usually sell well, and these did $105 for the pair.
And when it says weighted, they have like non-silver metal weights
in the base.
them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I actually watched a video of someone like trying to scrap the silver from some of these, and it was pretty eye-opening because he's like cutting it apart and like peeling the silver off and stuff.
Yep.
And then he showed how much silver he had left when he was done. It was pretty interesting. Hats. We sell a lot of hats, mostly baseball hats, but I think Candace might have gotten into this one.
Yes, that's from an estate sale. So I always like to look at the hats at estate sale. We don't pick up a lot, but if I see some interesting looking ones that are in good shape, and especially if they have a hat box to go with them.
Look, here's the deal with these. Candace really don't care about the hats. She loves hat boxes. So when she sees a cool hat box, she wants to buy it.
Yeah. So, and I thought that, and the hat fits in there perfectly. It just makes a good package deal for somebody. And so sold that for $135.
I have no idea what we paid for that.
Probably 15 or 20, something like that. Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ready to do some Hot Wheels?
Yes.
Okay, so we made a couple of really big Hot Wheel buys last year from Guy. That's another one of our sources that we have. He gets a lot of access to those kind of
collections,
like, high-end collectibles. And, of course, most Hot Wheels you see out there are going to be like the $3, $4, $5, $10 variety. But this stuff does exist. So thought we would show you some of these because if you do see this kind of thing, you definitely want to take a look. And you'll see why here in a minute because some of these, like the values of some of these are just ridiculous.
Yes.
So whenever you see RLC, that means Red Line Club.
Yeah.
And Red Line Club means money. It means good money. We sold this Shelby Cobra for $600. There's a Mustang Boss. I don't have a whole lot to say other than a lot of these are convention cars, Red Line Club. Hardly any of these are the kind that you're just going to go walk into Walmart and find sitting on the shelf.
Right.
$270 for this one. Here's a $300 Mustang. And this one is really cool. This was an Asteroids Beach Bomb car. I think there was a car in there. No, there's not a car in there.
No, this is just
no, there is a car. There's a car right there in the front. Yeah. So you get the car, and then you get that little mini arcade thing, and it had a button on it, and like little animation would play.
Some graphics.
It really neat little thing there. Volkswagen Drag Bus for $310. Now this is Red Line Club. Also, you're going to see some more of these Golf cars. Those are super high end. We did pay up for this for these. This is not like 10x. Margins here. We were trying to double our money after fees, and I think we did that. But whenever you're talking about a double up on these kind of numbers, it's substantial. It's good. Corvette for $287. There's another one of those Golf cars. This was a larger car, and this is a cross collectible Hot Wheels and James Bond. And let me tell y'all, this Aston Martin car, James Bond Aston Martin car, there are, here's a Hot Wheels one, but we've also sold like Danbury Mint ones before. That car is usually worth good money. So anytime you see the James Bond Aston Martin, you need to be looking that up. Here's another one of the Golf cars, $600 one. Wow. I got to be honest, selling these things, it was a little nerve-wracking.
Yes.
Because we don't normally sell a lot of things that are like $500 plus.
Especially like a small collectible like that, like a little car or,
Especially where someone could be like super picky about condition. So, I took a lot of photos of those cars. This was another of our connections that we've made. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the higher dollar stuff, Some of it comes from garage sales.
Yep.
But a lot of it comes from connections we've made and estate sales.
Yeah.
And this is one of those connections. We actually got
Access.
we got early access to an estate sale and made a huge lot of stuff and bought it all for, I think we paid like $750 for everything or something. And this is one of the better pieces here. This was an LSU team ball. It actually had Shaquille O'Neal's auto on it from his
LSU days.
From his last year in college, I think. This was surprising. I don't remember where we got that piece.
I don't either. We had a couple of mini football helmets. I don't remember where we got them.
I don't either. Mm-hmm. I don't remember how much we paid or anything. This one was signed by Alan Faneca, who not a real famous NFL player, but he is in the Hall of Fame, and that means something. And yeah, I was actually surprised that sold, to be honest. This is something to look out for. Bill Nye the Science Guy Classroom Edition DVDs. We had, I think, about It's about 100. Mm-hmm. About 100 of them. I think we paid $40 for all of them. And we ended up getting like, what did I do here? Like $5 a whack for them.
Yeah.
And that's about what we got for all of them. So we turned a $40 buy
to about 500
into close to 500.
Yeah.
So, somewhere around there.
Yeah, he made 4 lots out of them. So.
And we don't normally like buy DVDs, but whenever and it doesn't matter what something is, whenever I see a mass quantity of similar items,
a collection, yeah.
Right, I start thinking, because I'm like, okay, even if those are worth $2 a piece or $3 a piece or something, they have 100 of them here.
Right.
We might be able to make something happen, right. This is your thing.
This is a contact I made on Facebook Marketplace. We bought from them a couple of times. And man, this was over a year ago. Honestly, don't even remember what I paid for this. And it was listed for quite a while before it sold.
I don't think you would have paid more than 20.
No, probably 10 or 15 is what I paid for it, probably.
Finger dance. And the reason it's called that, you put your finger in that little loop.
Yeah, so you can hold your compact while you're at your
dancing.
social gatherings.
While you're dancing?
Maybe
Why is it called a dance ring?
I don't know. That's what they're called.
Okay. This we bought at a garage sale. This is a garage sale item here. It's a Dodge Hemi engine model. And we paid $5 or $10 for it. Not sure which. It's a pretty big box. Mm-hmm. Anytime you see models that have big boxes, our experience is those are usually like $60, $100, $200 in value.
Yeah.
For big models. Like the normal size models, they can be anywhere from 10 to whatever, right? But once the boxes get big, the value of the models usually goes way up. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is from
the same sale where we got the invalid coach sign. We picked up a bunch of these grill badges. They had a lot of automobile type stuff. And we picked up these grill badges, and we paid like $1 each for them.
Yes.
And this one sold for $120. This one actually it goes for a lot more money, but the areas where you see gold, there should be more enamel there, and ours had come off. So those usually sell for over $200 actually.
We were fortunate though in that there were no other actives.
Right.
And Porsche stuff is just...
Yeah, Porsche stuff is something to keep an eye out for.
Porsche in particular.
Yeah.
Like they have a crazy following. And car stuff in general, we're not going to show the license plate frame...
Yeah.
What do you call those?
License plate frame. The metal frames, like vintage ones, can be really good money.
Especially like with the city name and stuff. Or, car club stuff, car enthusiast stuff, Porsche stuff.
Yeah.
All that stuff. You got to look that stuff up. Mm-hmm. We're showing you this one because it's a higher value thing. But at that same sale, we got little Porsche books that we were getting like $70, $80 for.
Yeah.
We had a lot more of these grill badges that we were getting anywhere from $30 to $75 for, too.
Right.
This just happened to be the best one.
Yeah. This is
Blow
the
mold.
blow mold. Oh, I don't remember where we got it or what
It's a garage sale.
was it.
It was cheap too. It was
Yeah.
like $5.
I think, yeah, because we bought the elf there too, which still hasn't sold.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see it's pretty tall. We don't really like to deal with those, but when the margins are that high, it was kind of like we had to.
And I remember packing that too. I just stacked a bunch of 12, 12, 12 boxes up, and which actually made the sides real strong. And then I bagged that sucker up, put a little paper in there, dropped it in, filled in around it with paper, closed it up. I mean, I remember dreading that pack going in, and at the end I was like, oh, that wasn't bad.
Yeah,
what was I worried about?
They're not real heavy. They're just usually big.
Right. And they're not super delicate. I mean, it is plastic, but obviously it can get damaged. But yeah. I feel like a lot of resellers know about blow molds.
They do. It's just hard to pick them up as cheap as we did.
Right.
Which is why we usually don't buy them.
This, we got at a sale. We got these pink Whitney vodka, and I didn't even realize when we bought them. I just bought them because, okay, we can get them for $1 a piece. They were pretty good size signs, metal signs. And I didn't realize there was a Barstool Sports connection. That's their brand of vodka. They have their own brand of vodka. And I was like, because of the size.
And because of the quantity.
And the quantity, I was like, man, that pack is not going to be fun to make 9 times. And maybe I get $20 a sign or $25 a sign. I'd rather just lot them up. Candace was kind of against this.
I just didn't know if anybody would want that many. That's why I was against it.
That makes sense. But yeah, it did end up working out. I only had to make 1 pack.
Yeah.
And that was a nice margin, $9 into 120. This one is one of the things that I am personally like super proud of, because this was at an estate sale, and a lot of estate sales have these little shopping carts,
shopping basket,
sitting like, just around for people to pick up and use. And I think that's what most people thought this was. I was walking by, I was like, ooh, K&B. I know there's a collector market for K&B stuff, because we've sold K&B stuff before. But then I saw a price tag on it, and I was like, is this for sale? And she's like, yes. I'm like, oh, because we only paid what, like, it was probably like $7.50 or something like that.
Yeah, and the estate sale owner was like, I can't believe no one has bought that yet. And we were like, they probably thought it was for shopping.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, this past weekend we went to an estate sale. Lady walks in that had bought like a lot of stuff from these people from this sale, like furniture, just high-end art, all kind of stuff, thousands of dollars. You know what she was wearing? Did you notice it?
I didn't see it.
She had the K&B logo on her t-shirt.
That's funny.
It's very much a regional thing, though.
Yeah.
Another one of our estate sale runners that put us on to something, right?
Yeah.
We were all done shopping, about to leave, and she's like, "Did y'all look at those?"
Yeah, they had she had the whole nativity set up with it, Lennox. She said, you need to look at that nativity. And so I kind of had, and I wasn't crazy about the margins. We ended up buying it anyway, and we did very well with it. But then the stable here, this was the home run.
This was the home run, because we only paid like $20 for it.
Yeah.
And she had the original box, which also had like the styrofoam packing stuff and everything. And this particular one was more valuable because it was the one that was made just for the China Jewels
collection.
Because they had another collection that did not have the little jewels on the...
Not all Lennox Nativity is worth the same amount of money.
Right.
This China Jewels collection is one of their better ones. And
Right.
this is the Nativity specifically for that set.
And we had probably the 10 of the little the pieces or whatever, and those all sold like super fast, great margins. So yeah, that worked out. So I'm telling y'all, a lot of this stuff we've showed you, these estate sale runners, once you have a good relationship with them, and they know you resell, and not all of them are going to like it, of course, but the ones that we've made relationships with, they want to help us.
Yep.
Because we help them.
Right.
Okay, another model here. This is actually another Candace find Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, we just picked these up, the weekend before last, or
It's last week, huh?
like 3 weeks ago. Paid $20. We bought 3 of them. We're showing you one. We paid $20 a piece for them, and they were all worth over $100 each. In fact, this is one of the lower end ones, right?
This is the cheapest one right here, and we actually shipped. This actually went out. The carrier picked it up about, I don't know what,
an hour ago.
An hour ago, yeah. So it's on its way, and this gets us into the profit on the rest of them. This is a special kind of model. It's made. It's wooden. It's got it's a high end model. Yeah. Let's put it that way. Funny thing is though, not I think the next day or so, or maybe a couple
of days later,
after we showed the video where we picked these up, someone in the Facebook group, the reseller water cooler that we run, they found one.
Yeah.
They found one of these models too.
By this brand, yep.
Same brand.
Nutcrackers. Let's talk about nutcrackers. We did a huge buy in 2023. And some of these we're showing you are some of the last ones. We sold most of them that year.
We had right at 200 nutcrackers that we bought, and we paid $6,000 for them in 2023. And like you said, most of them sold
that year
just before the holidays in 2023. But we had some left over.
Yep.
Not a ton though. So I think we just have a few that we're going to show y'all here.
Yeah, those did very well on Etsy, by the way. If you ever come into a good German nutcracker collection you need to move, consider Etsy. We sold a lot on there.
Yeah, and the best brand of nutcracker is
Steinbeck.
There's a few brands, like most nutcrackers you see like at garage sales and stuff. They're usually going to be made in China, and they're going to be almost worthless.
Right.
What you want made in Germany for sure.
Yes.
And the best ones made in Germany are Steinbeck, and it helps a lot if you have the boxes. Condition matters a ton.
Yes.
There are other brands like this.
There's Richard Glasser.
Richard Glasser, a little bit lower end, still German made. You're going to see Ergebirge. You see that word there?
That's the region where they're made. So that's a good indication, too, that it could be worth money.
Yeah.
If it has that on there. We picked up a collection of Yadro ballerina specifically figures at an estate sale. Another one of those estate sale owners we have a good relationship with. She ended up working out a deal if we bought all of them. Do you remember what we paid and how many it was?
I don't.
But we did very well on those. The Yadro some Yadro is good, some is fantastic, and the ballerinas seem to be very popular. So.
Yadro, that's the takeaway here is Yadro ballerinas in general are pretty good.
Yeah.
And Yadro in general is pretty good. That I actually, one of my largest sales up to that point, this has probably been like 5 years ago now, I bought a Yadro chess set, all porcelain pieces, and made a bunch of money on it. Yeah. So, yeah, Yadro is a great brand to look at. Not saying everything, like you said, not saying everything is awesome.
Some pieces may be worth like $40. It just varies,
These flew out of the shed for us, though. Like, they sold fast.
Yep.
That's
Here's another one. Yep, $135. And this is another one. This is a big one. You can note it's over 18 inches tall. That one sold for $320. That was a good piece. Here's another one for $180. Yeah. So you can see we did very well on them. $180 there. Yep. Now this is another figurine statue. This is an unusual brand. I don't think we've ever had this brand before.
Yeah, I have.
Have you?
Yeah, but before you started working in here, this is a guy purchase, by the way.
Yes.
I bought a lot of stuff from him, higher end, like
Batman
statues, and this is I'm gonna try and say it, Kotobukiya. Great brand if you come across it. It's probably going to be worth over $100 if it's Kotobukiya and it's a statue thing. Oh, wow, this is awesome.
Yes. So we actually went to like a family-run estate sale, and I saw their ad on Facebook, and they had these models, and I messaged them if they were available, and they're like, yes, you can come get them today. We got lucky because I thought the estate sale was starting the next day, and they actually, when we got there, it was already going.
There were a bunch of people shopping.
Yes, but the models were still there.
I was like, when I get in that position, I get nervous.
I know.
I walked right over to him, and I was like trying to kind of get in a box out position, sort of.
Yeah.
Or I just want to make it to where nobody else could swoop in.
Right.
And then I cut the deal. We ended up paying like it's $5 a model, I think.
Yeah.
And there's a young kid that was kind of looking at him and stuff.
Yeah.
As I was looking, and I thought he was going to try and horn in on the deal, but then I discovered later that no, he was actually
he was a family member. He was just there helping out.
He was helping run the sale. But yeah, this one in particular was the best piece.
Yeah.
True vintage 1964. The rest of the stuff we had was similar, but it was all modern repops.
Yes.
But this was not a modern repop, and I don't believe there was a modern repop of this particular model ever made anyways.
Yeah, so Brother Ratfink, remember that for models.
Yeah, and oh yeah, we did have all the parts for this.
Yes, it was complete. Mm-hmm.
If you could find one of these sealed, you got a lot. You got at least $500.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Picked this up at an estate sale about a month ago for $750.
This one we might have paid a little more. It was less than 20. I know that.
It was half off day. I mean,
oh yeah, it was like you're right. Wasn't it like?
It was like $750 or $1250. One of those two.
That's right.
But I don't think it was $1250 because they kind of priced it like a large plush. I don't think they realized what they had.
I want to say it might have had 12 on it, and then you paid 6.
Yeah. I found it lying in the corner, like just lying there, like it was not standing up like that.
Oh, so it wasn't impressive.
No, so they didn't realize it was a store display. They thought it was just a big plush. So they had it lying in a corner. I guess everybody else assumed it was a big plush.
This is on Sunday, y'all. This is like day 3.
Yes. And so the way that you get it to stand up, you have to put a dowel. There's a place like coming up from underneath to go through the body to help support it. And they didn't have that, so they didn't know what they had. I did a Google image real quick while I was there, and I was like, holy cow, we're getting this.
It sold fast, too.
It sold fast, too. $300 we got for that.
Oh, you know, if y'all notice, I put storage, weight, and dimensions are accurate.
Yeah.
I don't think it ever made it to storage, but whenever we listed it, we did like a tag team listing thing. I went ahead and boxed it. And then bagged it, boxed it, everything.
Pre-packed, yeah.
Took the measurements, and I put that in the custom SKU to make sure that I knew that
it was ready to go.
It was ready to roll. So whenever we did put it in storage, I could just show up at storage with a label.
Right.
So another nutcracker.
Yeah.
That is another brand. The other one was Glasser.
Richard Glasser, Christian Albright, your Steinbacks. Yeah.
Christian Albright, in a lot of cases, can be worth as much or more than Steinbeck, depending on the piece.
Yeah.
If you made me choose one brand, though, I would still choose Steinbeck because across the board they're consistent.
And they're more known, I think, by more people.
I think there are some collectors that might only collect Steinbeck. Okay, the same day we bought that dragon.
Yeah, you're not going to believe this.
Same day, we found this guy.
Yeah, another huge plush. We don't deal in a lot of plush, but I like to keep an eye out for unusual stuff. And look how big it is. We found this at a garage sale for $10. It was clean, it was perfect, and it sold fast.
Yeah, both of them sold within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And are probably, both of them might be sitting, like I said, it's Christmas Eve as we're recording this. And both of them might be sitting under a tree right about now.
Yep.
I think there's a really good chance of that.
Mm-hmm. Another nutcracker, Christian Albright.
We haven't shown a Steinbeck yet. The Steinbeck's probably already sold in 2023.
I think they all sold before this year, yes.
Okay, this is, they're like about this tall. And they're not like super duper high quality, like resin reproductions of the Remington statues. We bought like what?
5 of them, I think.
Or maybe
6.
6, 7, 5, 6, 7, something like that. We paid $20 a whack for them. This particular one, we got $106. And I remember buying them too, because right after we cut the deal, another couple walked in And they're like, ooh, wow, look at that.
One of them was like picking it up, looking. I said, "We're buying those. We bought that." Like I didn't want them to drop it, or
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
And they were like, "We're just looking." It's like, what
why?
do you mean, why? You don't have to pick it up to look.
Right. Not on something that's kind of breakable, anyways. Yeah. They were disappointed they missed out. I know that feeling though, so I kind of feel for them. Mm-hmm. We did have a Steinbeck.
There's a Steinbeck. Yep.
Apparently, the Thief of Baghdad is not the most popular.
And that was a big one. I remember. He's big and heavy. Yeah.
The shed at one point, the shed was like it was. We were just like busting at the seams with nutcrackers. Yeah. We had so many. We also had a ton of them in storage too.
Yeah.
Okay, your doll buy.
Yeah, we went to an estate sale of someone we have a relationship with, and we got early access. And this house was full of dolls. Y'all, I'm not lying. Every single room was just
100%
dolls. It was kind of scary. I like dolls, but this was scary. And we picked up some really good Barbie dolls there and a few other things, but mostly Barbies. And this was one of the good ones here.
And we're showing this because, most Barbies aren't worth this kind of money.
Yeah.
But if you're a serious reseller, I think you owe it to yourself to at least get somewhat acquainted, like maybe to notice like what the higher value dolls have in common. What would you even say?
Or how to recognize? Okay, first of all, you need to know how to recognize the vintage Barbies, like the true vintage ones, and then boxed Barbies. Just look them up. If the box is in good condition, collectors will pay a lot of money just because it's still on the box.
And some of these things look really fancy too, and they might only be worth $15, $20.
Right. And then like this one here does not look fancy, and look what it's worth. So,
right.
Yeah.
Probably might have just been a short run, or who knows.
Yeah. Barbie Dolls of the World. There's 2 series of those. There's one series that's not worth a lot of money, and then this Passport series is. So that one sold for $130. These are all from that same sale, by the way. Another Barbie in the box, pink label. They have different labels. I don't remember offhand. The pink label is one of the higher value ones. This was also at that sale, not a Barbie, but a Mycene doll. I never would have thought a Mycene doll in the box was worth money, or a Mycene doll.
It's the cross collectible nature.
Yeah.
Having Adidas in there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here we go. This is another. Most of these higher dollar things are her fault. I hate to say it.
Pick this up off of Facebook Marketplace. Also, Mr. Bingle it's probably predominantly going to be found down here in the South because it's like a regional thing. It started out at a department store in New Orleans, so there's a lot available in the New Orleans area, and then you can find some in the outlying areas like here.
A lot
too.
of collectors too.
Yeah,
and they pay a lot. They pay a lot of money.
Yeah.
I think you paid $30 for that one, huh? Or 30 or 35, yeah. One of the two. Lego.
Yes, Lego is a big market. So we've learned a few things buying Legos. For me, if I'm buying Legos from now on.
If you say Legos again, they're going to.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And I know that. It just comes out sealed in the box. I'm done with inventory and Legos. And so one thing to keep in mind when I said Legos again, didn't I?
Just forgive us.
So box condition is everything for the collectors. You could still get good money for boxed Lego, but the better your box is, the more money you're going to get. So keep that in mind when you're comping.
We bought this from our guy who bought it from a collector. And the only thing to say, obviously, I feel like everybody knows sealed Lego is good. Jurassic Park Lego is really good. Jurassic Park.
A lot of stuff
is good.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just show you a few of these here. I think we have more than one. I don't know. I think we bought like 5 or 6 sets, and they just flew out of here.
Yep.
For great money. Yeah, look there. I think that's the biggest one, the $400 set.
Yeah.
$180 set. It's nuts. $130 set. Okay, that's it.
Yep. So this is a Nordic Ware bunt pan, which I'm very familiar with this brand because I collect them. So I saw an estate sale it was kind of like I wouldn't say a hoarder. It was someone that had a shopping problem. And they had a room, and she had 2 big shelves, like our big metal commercial shelves, full of this Nordic Ware pans. And we went on the last day, and when I walked in there and I saw this pan, I could not believe it was still there because
It's one of the grails, right?
yes, this is one of the grails. There's a few that are worth big money like this, and this is one of them. And I couldn't believe it was still there, and it still had the original, like it's never been used.
Wasn't it like $10 or something like
Yes. Grabbed that, grabbed a few others. This was the best one in the bunch, though. So these Nordic ware pans, they generally will sell used for maybe $15 to $20. If you can get them new, you're going to get more money. Just know that there are some out there that are worth more than others. This came from another connection where we went into a pre-sale for an estate sale, like before open to the public. And then we went back again before they did 2 weekends. We went back a second time and picked this up. What did we end up paying, like $50 for this?
Yeah, we paid up for this a bit.
Yeah.
This was a garage sale find that we paid up for.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. This is usually the kind of thing we would get from Guy.
I know.
But no, we paid like $35 for this thing. And can't lie, it was kind of terrifying to pack.
It took a long time to sell, too.
It did. It took probably 6 months or more to sell.
Yeah.
But when it did sell, we made over $100 gross profit. And as we can see, we got positive feedback, which I was probably really sweating because that thing is big. Not only was it 14 inches tall, but it was like super wide.
Yeah, very wide. Yeah.
Ooh, this was Candace's find of the year. Probably last year, though.
So I got this at a family-run estate sale, so
I remember.
They didn't know what they had, and when I saw it, and I looked at the price tag, you know how you get like that adrenaline rush where you feel, you're not shaking, but you feel like you are? That's what happened to me. And Lonnie was somewhere, and
I was looking at something else, and I came over, I was like, hey, Candace, come look at these. And she's like,
no, we need to go.
We need to check out and get out of here now.
I wanted to check out before somebody walked in and was like, wow.
Oh my God, you have the holy grail of Pyrex.
Yeah. Or one of the holy grails. There's some other pieces out there.
I think we actually bought that and then secured it in the truck and then went back in.
Yeah.
That's what we actually did.
Yeah. And I can't remember what I paid.
It was
like
$15.
$15, that's what I was thinking.
It was $15. Yeah. I remember it.
And we listed it a lot higher
I think we started at 12.
Yeah, we did. And we got a lot of offers and stuff. And we held pretty firm for a while. And then finally we decided to take an $800 offer.
It got tense because Candace was not wanting to.
I know.
She was somewhat attached to it and attached to the value and stuff. And
yeah, and it's so cool.
I think we actually got, I think when it finally sold, and why would they not leave feedback for something like that?
Yeah, I don't know.
When it actually sold, we got an offer that night, I think for like, I don't remember how it went because we had several negotiations with this piece. I think we got an offer for like $775, and then Candace like countered with $800, and we had already lost out on sales in the past on this thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, here we go again.
You guys are going to scare them off.
Here we go again.
They
took it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. This is another Candace find. It's getting embarrassing.
Yes. So this was just at a garage sale, and I like to dig in boxes, and this time it really paid off. There was a box of just cheap like toddler toys, and this was sitting in the bottom. And they didn't know what they had and sold it to us for $5.
I didn't even think it was that much.
Or maybe not.
I thought it was like 50 cents, but maybe I'm wrong.
I think it was, no, I don't think it was 50 cents.
Well, and it doesn't matter which one it was. I mean, look at that return. And it worked perfectly. I did have to buy a charger.
Yeah.
But it worked perfectly, and it was in good condition, too.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Another one of you, but it's all you.
Everything is me.
I know it is. All the high value stuff. If this was a video about $10 sales, I'd be all over it.
This came from another connection where we did a private pick. Same place where that big butterfly came from. That's where we got this stuff from. We actually bought 3 pieces of this Tane. This is a brand to look out for. They're kind of like the Tiffany and Company of Mexico. They do silver now. But in the 80s, when the price of silver skyrocketed, they looked for alternative things to do, and they made some copper pieces.
And we know this because we reached out, Candace reached out to Tane, and they They said,
They verify.
we'll get back to you. I'm going to do some research on this.
Yeah.
Sure enough, a couple weeks later, they get back to us
Yes.
and told us that. And even sent some old photos from their old catalog.
Yes,
where
catalog
they had
photos
it.
showing them, yeah.
So we sold 2 of those pieces.
And you can't tell, this thing is like this
it's
big
big,
around, and they're very heavy, very nice pieces, yeah.
What did you pay for those total?
I want to say I paid $50 a piece for them.
Okay.
Yeah, I paid up for them because the ladies knew it was a good brand. They had trouble researching them like I did, so they didn't know quite what to ask.
This is Voice over IP Gateway, a little older, brand new. We got this. We were buying out Kevin and Danielle, some more local sellers that were kind of getting out of the eBay business. I think they still sell some other stuff.
They were like part-time
Yeah.
eBay sellers. Yeah.
Somewhat, yeah. But they were getting out of selling on eBay. They had this in their backs. I don't think we paid a whole ton for this. We still have a couple more pieces of it that may never sell, but this particular one did sell for $300.
Yep. These are from Guy. We had 2 of these actually.
Yeah, and it took a long time to sell it.
Yeah.
Most people, that box is huge. Most people,
When we say huge, we mean like
yeah.
like. Yeah.
A lot of people would ask, does this come with a console, blah,
Right.
blah, blah. So I had to make it real clear in the listing. It did not come with a console.
Right.
Yeah, $209 for that. Okay, there you go again.
We just picked up a bunch of Polish pottery. If you've been watching recently, you know we bought a lot of Polish pottery. We paid $700 for it. In fact, I think my listing totals are
Six.
Our listing total's still on the board over there. Ended up listing it all for like $2,100. That'll be before eBay fees, of course. What do I have on there?
No, it's $2,900.
$2,900. Anyway, we picked up a lot of pieces, and this is one of the better ones. We sold several of them for over 100. We just wanted to show y'all one. So this Polish pottery stuff is good.
It's awesome.
Yes.
And what does it say on the bottom of a lot of it? Unicat. Unikat.
Which, that's Polish for unique. So that's not the brand. That's just what they put on this pottery. Yeah.
Here's Lonnie home run. Here's Lonnie home run.
Anything electronics going to be you probably.
We found this at a garage sale late in the day a couple months ago. $5 golf cart charger.
Yeah, battery charger, yeah.
Sold really fast.
That's Lonnie.
Sort of, although it's through her connection.
Yeah.
It's through pre-sale access because of her. Maybe you're better at relationships than me.
Hey, whatever works. You know?
But yeah, this Bose, we paid, I think, 50. Paid 50, but we got this and we got another piece that actually sold for like $110.
Yeah.
So Bose, 9 times out of 10 though, whenever you're like at an estate sale and you see a Bose, it's probably not for sale.
They use them to play music at the sale. And Lonnie has asked them before, are you selling that Bose? And they're like, nope.
Selling it. Is that for sale? Yes. What? These little compact cameras, Nikon Coolpix in particular, look at those. Like they're so often the Coolpix are worth a bunch of money. They are, even if they're older. Like this is an older one, only 10 megapixel. And normally we could pick these up for $10 or less. We might have another one here in a minute. This is another case where somebody put us on to something.
Yes.
At the estate sale.
Estate sale owner, one that likes to point stuff out to us. And she said, y'all need to look at these plates. And we were like, oh, we've had blue plates before.
We know about these Christmas plates because we got a ton of them before. And they're worth like $10, $15.
And she said, no, you need to look at this. Yeah.
And she was right. It's an older one. One of the more sought after ones.
Royal Copenhagen.
Yeah, we paid $5 for it.
Yep.
Got $125. Hey, another thing I can talk about. I don't remember when or where I got it or
Probably,
anything.
I'm sure a garage sale. Yeah.
Okay, but this is one of the better ones. It's got touch color screen and everything. And as you notice from the photo, I usually like to show on something like this or calculators, things like that. I like to show the first shot. I want to show it working, and then I have the normal product shots after that. But yeah, handheld GPSs are still worth messing with. The car mount GPSs probably not as much, unless you're willing to, take, not sell them for not a lot of money. Handheld ones though are still good money. It's you again. You're the sizzler.
These are from an estate sale, and we've tried these little sizzle plates with just the big part you see there, and they
do okay.
They're okay. These were different though. They had a separate little one for like your side dish or your baked potato, and
or
they had
sauce or whatever.
Yeah, the nice wooden base, very mid-century modern shape to the base. The way it was designed. Just thought those were different. Never found comps for these. Never found any like these. So
there's a comp now.
Yeah, I just kind of had to make up a price on this, and they sold.
There's a comp now. It would be interesting to go look and see if anybody else has sold those now, since we have.
Based on our comp.
And then if they priced it like our comp.
Yeah.
Here's another camera. This is a Samsung. This one was a little newer. It was cool because it had like a front display thing or whatever. Anyway, point is, these little compact digital cameras are worth looking up because we paid like $5 or $10 for it, and I think this one I might have had to get a charger for it. Oh, it did, because if you see, it comes with 2 batteries. I bought a battery, an extra battery, and a charger because I didn't. It was only a couple of dollars more to get the battery, and I'm like, man, that battery that it has with it,
it's old.
It's old. It might not be that great.
Yep.
So yeah, another home run there. Okay, let's talk about Kickstarter games. So I don't know how easy it's going to be for someone else to reproduce this,
right?
But board games in general. When I first started, I used to buy a lot of used games. And we've slowed down on that a lot. We still will if we find something that's like really valuable or really unique or something. But we do still mess with sealed games. And a couple years ago, I came across a garage sale where a guy was just selling a bunch of these Kickstarter games he had bought they had like a gaming group.
Yeah.
They would meet up probably once a week or something. And he would, I guess maybe they all chipped in or something. I don't know. I don't know the full story.
We don't know the story, yeah.
But I bought a bunch of games,
sealed,
and did well with them. Well, this past year, 2024, I think she was on a trip with the Girl Scouts.
I wasn't with him, yeah.
And I was kind of like on the fence whether I was even going to go garage sailing. Sometimes I'll use those as an occasion to take a day off. Well, thankfully I didn't on this particular day because went to that guy's garage sale again. Didn't even realize she prepared the route. Didn't even realize I was going to go to that guy's sale. He had a bunch more games out. I don't remember the particulars. I want to say I paid like $500-600, and I think our listings came to well over $3,000. And just about all of that's sold now. I think maybe we have a couple $100 more in active inventory. But the reason I'm showing it, if you see Kickstarter type games, which
or sealed games that you don't recognize, look them up.
It's worth looking at.
Yeah.
So like this Bard Sung, these are big boxes. Like this is not small. I don't know if the pictures do them justice or not. I sent Candace a picture of the back of the truck after that was the first sale she sent me to was that one, and I sent her a text message at like 7:15 or something. Filled the truck up.
Yeah, he goes, I filled the truck up. I'm like, what, already? What did you buy? And he sent me this picture.
So yeah, it's a good thing I went out that day.
Yeah.
Here's some more. $400. Some of this might be from the previous buy. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Because we're not even showing all of them. Here's another $400 sale. $300 sale. Books. So...
this is something that we've recently, or mainly you, have been really getting into.
And I feel like I'm getting pretty good at it.
Yeah.
And I make mistakes still, but I think I'm getting pretty good at like being able to kind of figure out what needs to be looked up and what doesn't need to be looked up. Because you can't, when it comes to books, if you try and look everything up, that's going to take too much time.
Yeah. Some of the sales we go to, you would just not hit any other sales that day.
Right. Exactly. We got this in an estate sale for around $5. This Hunting Africa book. I definitely look at anything involving hunting and guns and things like that, just because I've personally found a lot of home runs in those categories. Okay, here's a book about lures. Sold that for $100. Oh no, this is more than one book. This book I think is worth about $100 though.
Yeah.
I just looked at the title. I remember we put a lot together for
Made
someone.
a lot, yeah.
But yeah, that Pfluger Heritage book I think it was worth around $100. This is some of your stuff.
When we bought some Power Ranger stuff from Guy, so you're going to see a few of those pieces coming up. This is not just Power Rangers toys. This is like high-end collectibles. Like this is a dagger, but it's very heavy die cast. So the sucker's like this long, so you can imagine how heavy it is. It's in die cast and it's plated in gold.
Yeah, this isn't something that you would find at Walmart.
Right.
We do sell a lot of cookbooks. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of cookbooks to show you guys on this video because most of our cookbooks we sell are not worth over $100.
Right. We have sold some for around the $70 to $80 range, but nothing over $100.
Very rarely. Maybe we have, and I just missed them, but it's pretty rare.
Yep.
These, they're big like newspaper print type
publications. Yeah.
Yeah, but a newspaper made these things, like maybe one a year or something like that.
Yeah, for decades.
And I think we were into these for like $2 a piece or something.
Yeah.
And they sold super fast for $140 for the lot of them.
Yep.
And this is a case where if we would have sold each one by one, it would have been $10 to $15 a piece probably.
Yeah, this is super regional here. You can see this is a local Louisiana thing.
Yeah,
so.
But people everywhere. For me, this is more about the lot philosophy than it is about cookbook.
And,
you know what I mean?
Well, talking about the regional thing, like we talked about K&B, yeah, that's something kind of down here in the South. But if you live in the North, you may have some kind of regional store that shut down that people collect the items. Or like the Mr. Bingle being regional, you may have something in your area like that.
Everybody
it's good
does.
to be aware of those things to look for.
Oh, this was Candace's thing that we paid $20 for these. It started off at $29. Oh no, it would have been. It should have been $34 because she wanted $1 a book.
Yeah.
And we kind of sometimes we play good cop bad cop, and sometimes it's not acting. This time it
was not acting.
This time it was kind of half acting and half not.
No, it was not
because
acting.
Candace is like. She's looking at these books.
And he's avoiding me.
and she's like, Lonnie, look at these. Look, somebody sold them for... And I'm like, I don't care. I don't want to mess with that, Candace. No. But I was playing it up a bit for the estate sale runner. And I said, look, I hope you tell me no. But do me a favor. I remember this because you know how dramatic I can be sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
I said, I hope you tell me no. But the encyclopedias back there, if you sell them to us for $20, then I guess we just have to buy them. But I hope you say no. And she said, done. I'm like, great. And then I about broke my back trying to carry these things out to the truck.
Yeah. If you ever go to estate sales, you know that you're not just parked right by the house, usually. Although we could have pulled in the driveway. We just chose to lug them out.
Yeah.
Ended up working out. You can see we got $350 for them.
It didn't take that awful long.
Look at the weights in the title of how much each box sold.
Yeah, you see.
Weighed.
That where it says custom label SKU, that is not visible publicly.
Right.
You can just see that because I took a screenshot while logged in. But y'all could... Earlier, I was talking about that dragon and how packed, ready to go, whatever. Same thing here. After we listed them, I boxed them all up into 4 boxes, and we put them in storage, and I had the exact weights and dimensions and everything. So
140 pounds worth of books.
Whenever they did sell, we were able to just print all of our labels here in the shed, and then we went to storage, picked up the boxes. They had the boxes labeled with the box numbers that you see in the SKU there. Just stuck the labels on the boxes, and then we went straight from there to UPS store to drop them off.
Yeah.
And if you want to do an I told you so, you can. Go ahead.
I don't have to. You already know.
I do know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm glad Candace kind of...
I'm kind of there to egg him on when there's things that he knows we should buy, but he doesn't want to.
yeah.
I'm there. I'm the little devil on his shoulder.
Yeah. And I have another devil on my shoulder. You know who that is?
Who?
That's the one that watches me pack every day. But no, that was a home run.
Yeah.
Some more of your
That Power Ranger stuff, yeah.
Man, that stuff was crazy.
Yeah, $300 is a little communicator.
Look at
There's
that.
a big sword, same thing, just really heavyweight, $250.
This stuff is hard to find, but this is just to let y'all know it is out there.
Yep.
Oh, paperback books, more book stuff. I think we're into these for like 25 cents, 50 cents. This is the first time we bought from those people.
Uh-huh.
And I saw they had a lot of Conan. I looked it up. I saw it was good money. We're into those for no more than $20 for what you see on that screen right there. And they sold for $225 pretty quickly. What is this guy?
That's a core figure. Well, no,
Oh, no, it's 67.
That's a core figure lot, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why it's so much money.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, some core stuff is pretty good. It's not like great, but there is some good core stuff out there. These are like the counterparts.
They're G.I. Joe knockoffs.
Right. So when we first got them, I'm like, this is not going to be that great. But they turned out to be okay. We had a ton of them, by the way.
And
came from a collection.
And it's like I was saying earlier, we don't want to sell shrapnel with mask 4-inch 67 times, and we're making like $2 or $3 on each one. This is one where we're just like, okay, we'll lot it up, see if somebody wants it. It could even, at that price, it could have even been, and in that condition, it could have even, as a matter of fact, I know it's another reseller.
Well, no, the thing with these core figures, you can sell a lot of the same figure because people...
they make armies.
They call them army builders. They make little scenes, and they do want sometimes all of the same guy.
We've actually done that before. We sold like large lots of stormtroopers. Same kind of concept, army builders.
Army builders, yep.
Oh, yeah.
This was pick this up pre-estate sale, like pre-open to the public. I made a deal for a large lot of G.I. Joe stuff. And I saw this in the photos. But the photos I saw was basically just a box of stuff, G.I. Joe stuff thrown in, and I saw that in there. And I was able to like figure out what it was and look it up. And when I saw the value of that kind of let me know where my negotiation had to be. So, but yeah, this was the best piece from that
the more we go through this stuff, we made thousands on that buy of yours, by the way, and we weren't sure if we would or not, because she made the deal based on just like looking at the top of a box.
Yeah, sight unseen, didn't know really the condition or anything, just knew it was all
and we found
vintage.
in that same day we got a bunch of Transformers stuff that was super valuable too.
Yeah.
And the more, like, after looking at all these sales, that really the point to take away from this, not only just the items, right? But just the relationships you have with these estate sale runners are like, can be huge.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with us being on YouTube.
Right.
This is like, a lot of these people don't even know we're on YouTube.
This is the same sale where you picked up the big box of Boy Scout patches.
That's true too.
Yes.
That's right.
She knows what we do, and she's like, I've got this huge box of Boy Scout patches. She didn't want to sell them individually.
Right.
She said, what would you give me for them? And so they worked out a deal.
Right.
Yep. Some more of that Power Ranger stuff. Those are like some little...
I didn't realize we had sold quite that much money worth of this.
Yeah. Those are like some coins or something, I think. $200 for those.
Oh, this is a garage sale pickup, believe it or not. This is usually the kind of thing we would get from like Guy or something.
Right.
But the reason we knew about Wonderland and the fairy tale thing and everything, I had bought a bunch of comics from Guy one time. He had a bunch of like limited run and convention exclusives, one of 50, one of 25s. And I knew about this. Candace kind of knew about it too, I think, just from watching me deal with that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what is omnibus? So that's got a collection of.
If you see an omnibus, always look it up, because what that is basically is they condense basically a bunch of books into one big book. So always look up omnibuses if you find them.
Yeah, actually, we've sold quite a few omnibuses over the years.
And I just like saying the word too.
Yeah. I don't even know like why it's called that, but yeah, I know that's what it is.
We're probably mispronouncing it too.
Yeah.
It's probably like omnibus or something.
Where did we get these guys from,
Guy, those came in the same buy where we got the core figures and some Star Wars figures.
Okay.
Same thing. We bought a bunch of this guy, he liked the guy the collection came from, he liked blind bag stuff. Paka came from this
these
too.
are blind bag. Yeah.
So he would just keep buying until he could make his complete set. So there was a lot of duplicates.
For some reason, these were worth a bunch of money.
Yeah.
These are like little things like that tall.
Yeah.
$135 worth. Here's another book, Collecting Case Knives. This, for me at this point, it's a no-brainer to look this kind of book up.
Yeah.
You know,
Case knives, anything.
knives, guns, sports, you know, that kind of guy stuff, you know. Oh, this is a big one.
Yes. So,
Did you get this from that estate sale buy we were just talking about?
Yes.
You did?
There were some. No, I'm sorry. This came from that same guy buy.
Okay.
Yeah. I had two good G.I. Joe buys pretty close together. And this was one in there. And the reason he's worth good money is because of the color of his gloves. So just pay attention to the details whenever you're comping stuff.
And the way you could find that and not make the mistake of missing it, because there's all kind of little like variants, like R2D2, like the vintage R2D2. There's like several variants of that guy. Right. And probably the best way to do it is just to do like a real generic search at first. G.I. Joe, 1984, water moccasin.
Yep.
Right? Or no, Copperhead
in this case. Hide a low.
And then go hide a low, and that will hopefully...
That's exactly how I do it. I go hide a low,
and then
I say, well, why did they get $150 and why did they get $40? What is the difference here? What's going on? What do their titles say?
Sometimes there's not a good reason, but most times there are.
Yeah, especially with action figures.
Yeah. So the reason we say that is because, you know, you might, well, how would I know I had that variant? Candace didn't know about that variant.
No, you have to do your research. Yeah.
This is, I was talking about Kevin and Danielle earlier. This was like one of the riskiest buys of my life. Yeah. We bought a bunch of stuff from them that day. This particular piece right here, they showed a comp for like $300 for this thing. It's a vintage sealed board game. And I was like, man, I don't know. I knew it was going to be easy to list and ship and all that stuff. But I was like, man, do I really think we can sell this board game for $300 plus or $300? We ended up buying it for $100, and it took over a year. Might be 2 years.
Like no interest.
Zero, no messages, no nothing.
No offers.
No, dead on eBay. We finally, this one looks a little different because it actually sold on Etsy, and this was like maybe a month ago, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, we had to wait this one out. I was kind of sweating it. There may never be another one of these sealed sold.
Yeah. That's what, 1974? Yeah.
Yeah. So another board game. And that is the end. That's 100 items that we sold, mostly on eBay. I think 98 or so of these were on eBay. But yeah, these were some of our best sales of the year. And I'm glad we went through them with you guys, because I kind of got to relive in my head.
Or you forget about things that
I forgot about how good some of our flips were last year. Man, we had some good ones. And I forgot about how many of these are because of her. I can't lie. I mean, it was probably like, what, 70-30?
Yeah, and now, I mean, Lonnie finds a lot of good stuff too. He finds a lot more like bread and butter type items. So, I mean, don't think that he doesn't contribute. He does, but my connections and just an eye for things that he normally wouldn't look at, I think is what...
She's more curious than I am, and she's more patient than I am. That has a lot to do with it, too.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that is going to be it for this one. Man, that was a long video. But if you made it this far, thanks a bunch for hanging out with us. It is, as we record this, it is Christmas Eve. We're about to be off until Christmas is over.
You get a day off tomorrow.
I get a whole day off tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for sticking around with us this long, and happy holidays to you guys. We will see y'all again very soon. Bye, y'all.
Bye.